Today's video is a roundup of some of the most highly anticipated electric cars still to be released in 2021 that should be on the roads by the end of the year. Here at EV Street we've kept it simple by discussing them in alphabetical order. Audi Q4 and Q4 Sportback. Following hot on the heels of the recently released e-tron GT and GT RS, Audi will launch its fourth EV, the e-tron Q4, in the second half of 2021. Sitting between the Q3 and Q5 in terms of size, the Q4 and its Sportback variant will be released together with a likely starting price of around $45,000 to $50,000. Both cars will sit on the VW Group's MEB modular electric platform. These mid-size luxury crossovers will sport dual electric motors for all-wheel drive and a large 82 kWh battery pack capable of delivering a claimed 280 miles of range on a single charge. Likely performance will be around 300 brake horsepower and 0 to 60 times of a little over 6 seconds. The Q4 is also claimed to support charging at up to 125 kilowatts, allowing a 10 to 80% charge in under 30 minutes. Q4 interior will be a technological showcase of Audi's latest and greatest gadgets, featuring a floating centre console and multiple driver and passenger touch displays. Here at EV Street, we're looking forward to testing the Q4 against its sister cars, the VW ID.4 and Skoda Enyaq, which share the same MEB platform. Let us know down in the comments below which car you prefer the looks of. Cupra El Born. As part of the VW Group family, Cupra El Born will use the same MEB platform as the VW ID.3, but will feature a more striking exterior design and a sportier look. The El Born promises a 300-mile range thanks to an 82 kWh battery, powering its rear wheels and rapid charging of 100 plus kilowatts, giving it a 10 to 80% charge in 35 minutes. Cupra says the El Born will do 0 to 31 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds, meaning a likely 0 to 62 in around 6 seconds. Let us know down in the comments what you think of the styling of the El Born versus the existing ID.3. Ford F-150 Lightning. After years in the electric vehicle wilderness, Ford has finally come to the party, with first the Mustang Mach-E and now the highly anticipated F-150 Lightning pickup. With the F-150 being one of the best-selling trucks purchased in the US, this car promises to be hugely popular, and Ford seems to have gone all out to make it that way, with prices starting at a smidge over $39,900, all the way up to around $90,000 for a fully loaded truck. As with the traditional F-150, the Lightning is a crew cab, full-size truck with 5.5 feet bed, and all models will come with 4-wheel drive. Exterior design is a modernised take on the existing F-150 and features a redesigned front end with full-length LED light bar. Output of 426 horsepower on standard range model up to 563 horsepower on long range is impressive, and both versions produce a maximum of 775 pound-feet of torque, giving this truck a rated load carrying capacity of 2,000 pounds and 1,800 pounds on the long range model, and the ability to tow up to 7,700 pounds or 10,000 pounds on the long range. Every F-150 comes with a Class 4 trailer hitch as standard. Battery pack sizes are yet to be confirmed by Ford, but are likely between 85 and 100 kilowatt and 110 and 140 kilowatt hours for the long-range model, giving an estimated EPA range of 230 to 300 miles. Rapid charging will be in the form of up to 150 kilowatt, meaning 15 to 80% charge in around 40 to 45 minutes. Ford seems to have really thought about the end user by employing clever features like up to 11 onboard plugs to power work tools or camping equipment, a huge power entry frunk with 14 cubic feet of storage that can also be drained, and a practical interior. Onboard features such as a digital scale to weigh the contents of the bed and determine real-world range based on what you're carrying, as well as a raft of towing assists, make this truck an excellent choice for those wanting a work vehicle. Entry-level trucks get 12-inch interior touchscreens, with higher trim trucks getting the 15-inch portrait screen seen in the Mach-E. Ford's latest safety package, Copilot 360 2.0, is standard on all trims, with top-level trim getting Blue Cruise, Ford's version of semi-autonomous driving tech. Finally, this pickup can be fitted with the optional Ford 80-amp Charge Station Pro, giving any Lightning fitted with this option the ability to provide backup power to your home of up to 17.6 kilowatt of power. Ford's future plans also include more intelligent vehicle-to-home integration, so this F-150 promises to be a real game-changing vehicle. Ioniq 5. Hyundai's first Ioniq brand car, the Ioniq 5, sits on a new EGM platform and will be shared with Kia, allowing for huge interior space and a flat floor. The Ioniq 5 features both 400V and 800V architecture as standard, meaning rapid charging at up to 380 kilowatts, so theoretically it can charge 10 to 80% in 18 minutes. Ioniq 5 comes as either 2 or 4-wheel drive with 2 battery choices, a 58 kilowatt and a 72.6 kilowatt. 2 electric motor layouts, either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, the latter having 2 motors. Best performance is the 72.6 kilowatt hour all-wheel drive variant with 225 kilowatt and 605 Newton meters of torque, giving 0 to 62 in 5.2 seconds. The long-range model with the bigger battery and 2-wheel drive has the longest range at up to 480 kilometers or around 300 miles WLTP. Much of the interior is eco-friendly and uses sustainably sourced and recycled materials. Hyundai's vehicle-to-load means that you can use an external or internal plug socket to power things like camping equipment, charging e-bikes, or even other electric cars. Some models may also feature an optional solar roof, giving up to 1,200 miles per year of extra range. Expect prices of the Ioniq 5 to start around $35,000 and for the big battery 4-wheel drive launch edition to be upwards of $45,000. With all that space, charging innovation, unique styling and performance, this may be one of the cars of the year. Kia EV6. Built on the same platform as the Ioniq 5, the EV6 from Kia will feature the same 58 kilowatt and 77 kilowatt battery variants, offering either 2 or 4-wheel drive, with a range-topping 585 horsepower GT model coming in 2022. Maximum range estimates from the 2-wheel drive long-range model are 316 miles, with 0 to 60 miles per hour of just over 6 seconds. A 10 to 80% charge at a 350 kilowatt charger will be delivered in as little as 18 minutes. The EV6 interior is simple but less open than the Ioniq 5, using Kia's latest design language and features seats made from recycled bottles. The design of the Kia has some similarities in size and style to the Jaguar I-Pace, but has a very distinctive rear end featuring a full-length light bar. Due to the raked design of the car, rear boot space will be limited to 520 litres with a small 20 to 52 litre front. Prices will start at $45,000, rising to over $57,000 for the GT model. Lucid Air. Touted as the world's most powerful electric saloon, the Lucid Air lineup is split into 4 models. There's a base model Air Pure, Air Touring, Grand Touring and a highly spec'd Dream Edition variant, which will be the first to be released. The current cheapest Air Touring model is priced around $87,500 and it comes as standard with the firm's 620 brake horsepower electric powertrain. Grand Touring model is priced from $139,000 and features the company's 800 brake horsepower powertrain and future-ready hardware to support level 3 autonomous driving capability. The flagship Dream Edition is priced from $169,000. It's powered by the most potent 1080 brake horsepower electric drivetrain with a motor on each axle. That's enough, says Lucid, for a blistering 0 to 62 time of 2.5 seconds, top speed of 168 miles per hour, and a quarter mile time of a ludicrous 9.9 seconds. The company says that the flagship model will be powered by an in-house developed 113 kilowatt battery pack, which provides a maximum range of 517 miles estimated EPA. Air's aerodynamics, which Lucid Motors says are better than any other luxury vehicle on sale today, has a drag coefficient of just 0.21. It is also set to be one of the world's fastest charging electric vehicles, with the capability to recover up to 20 miles per minute when plugged into a DC fast charger. In the real world, Lucid says this translates to around 300 miles of range for just under 20 minutes of charging. On the inside, there's an inevitably minimalist but high-tech approach. The instrument cluster is a vast 34-inch glass cockpit digital display with 5K resolution that curves around and in front of the driver, floats above the dashboard and features controls for everything from the car's exterior lighting to its navigation and media functions. There's also a secondary central pilot panel display for the car's cabin and drivetrain functions, which at the touch of a button can be retracted into the dashboard to reveal a large storage cubby. This car promises to be one of the best luxury cars around when it is released. Nissan Ariya. Designed from the ground up as an electric car, the Ariya promises to be an important car for Nissan. It will be available in 2 and 4-wheel drive offerings as a coupe crossover. Promising a modern interior, the ultra minimalist layout comes with two 12-inch digital displays and has an open feel with moving centre console. 2-wheel drive cars with a 63 kWh battery produce 217 horsepower and will take around 7.5 seconds to accelerate from 0 to 60. The 87 kW models will produce 242 horsepower but take 7.6 seconds to reach 60 from rest on account of their heavier batteries. Dual motor cars with a 63 kWh battery produce 278 horsepower and can manage the 0 to 60 sprint in 5.9 seconds, whilst 87 kWh versions takes 5.7 seconds. If that's not fast enough for you, there's also a performance model. This uses the same 87 kWh battery pack but produces 394 horsepower from its 2 motors and reaches 0 to 60 in just 5.1 seconds. The cheapest 2-wheel drive Ariya can manage up to 223 miles between charges, whilst the 87 kW version can manage up to 310 miles. If you pick a 4-wheel drive Ariya, the 63 kW model can drive up to 211 miles between charges, whilst the 87 kW car can manage up to 285 miles. Likely to be offered with rapid charging of up to 130 kilowatts, the Ariya will recoup up to 230 miles of range in approximately 30 minutes. The Ariya offers 22.8 cubic feet of cargo space behind its rear seats and 59.7 cubic feet of space with these seats folded down, which is average for an electric SUV and on par with the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Prices will start at around $40,000, rising for larger battery all-wheel drive models. Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo. Already available to buy in some markets, Taycan Cross Turismo is Porsche's answer to an ultra-fast wagon with some off-road capabilities in the form of a gravel mode. Sitting on air suspension, the overall ride height of the car is 20mm higher than the original Taycan. Mechanically, the Cross Turismo is largely identical to the Taycan. Same 93.4 kWh battery powering the same motors with the same power outputs across the same 4-strong model range: 4, 4S, Turbo and Turbo S. All models are 4-wheel drive and the car is available in 4 trim levels starting at $70,000 for a 4 rising up to around $140,000 for the range topping Turbo S. But once you tick a few options boxes, this can soon mount to over $160,000. Cross Turismo features added versatility over the regular Taycan. Even though overall length is only up by 11mm, the rear seats get no more legroom, but the impression of space is boosted by an extra 36mm of headroom and a larger boot of 405 litres or 16 cubic feet. Apart from the obvious rear end difference, Porsche has added some off-road design touches like gravel boards to protect your paintwork and black plastic over the wheel arches. Although taller with a slightly softer suspension setup, the range-topping Turbo S will still do 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, so it's no slouch. And as with the standard Taycan, the Cross Turismo can charge at speeds of up to 270 kilowatt and go nearly 280 miles on a full charge, depending on how it's driven. If you want a faster state and can afford it, this could be the car for you. Rivian R1T. The R1T is an all-new model from startup Rivian, and the company says it will start delivering to customers in late June 2021. It kicks off with a launch edition that starts at $75,000, but more affordable adventure and explore trim levels will join the lineup in January 2022. All-wheel drive is standard with an electric motor at each wheel. The 135 kilowatt model will be the quickest of the three with 754 horsepower and a claimed 0 to 60 time of 3 seconds. Adjustable air suspension will be standard at launch and can adjust the ground clearance height from 8 to 14 inches. The R1T produces huge amounts of torque and will also have torque vectoring to do what Rivian calls a tank turn, which sets the electric motors to rotate the left wheels in the opposite direction of the right ones to spin the truck on its axis. Rivian says that every R1T can tow more than 11,000 pounds, and the pickup offers a payload capacity of 1,760 pounds. When the R1T hits the market, it will be available with one of 3 different battery packs: 105, 135 and 180 kilowatt capacities, each with a longer available driving range. The entry-level 105 kilowatt battery will be the last model to go on sale and will come with a 250 plus mile range, while the larger 135 and 180 kilowatt packs are good for over 300 and 400 miles of range respectively. Inside, the R1T's cabin will have a luxury feel, decked out in high quality but durable materials and large displays for both the gauge cluster and the infotainment system. The R1T has a large trunk under the front hood, a big storage compartment called the gear tunnel behind the cab, and a lockable in-bed compartment. Overall, Rivian says that the truck has 12 cubic feet of lockable storage. The truck's expandable and collapsible crossbar system allows for mounting gear over the bed and cabin. In the bed are 310 volt outlets and an air compressor, and future owners will also be able to spec accessories such as a camping kitchen, which will pull out of the gear tunnel and run off the car's battery. The R1T promises to be a truly stunning adventure machine. Tesla Model S refresh. Last but not least, Tesla is set to refresh the Model S with some major updates. Due for delivery later this year, the updated Model S will feature a minor exterior refresh, a new powertrain and a dynamic new interior. Along with design changes, the performance upgrade really packs a punch here. The long-range Model S will have a range of 412 miles with a top speed of 155 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 time of 3.1 seconds. The real improvements, though, are seen in the Plaid versions of the refresh. Previous performance version has gained a third motor and the Plaid name. With this extra motor, the Model S Plaid is able to hit 200 miles per hour and boasts 0 to 60 times of 1.99 seconds. The Plaid Plus is a whole other animal, promises insane performance, only slightly beats the regular Plaid in 0 to 60 time under 1.99 seconds, and matches its top speed. The Plaid Plus will also offer over 520 miles of range. So that's our roundup of the cars we're excited to see in 2021 going into 22. Which of these cars is your favourite, and are there any others that you're excited for? Let us know down in the comments below, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. See you in the next one.